They were being,
so
they were being coached by a shitty coach.
It was being coached by Fred Flintstone. Well, we're gonna get our boys. We're gonna get them all coached up real well. And
That don't even sound like they don't even sound like Fred. That sounds more like Barney.
But the effort though, I like it.
I swear that's my best Brady Hoke impression I got, man.
You're like, hey Fred, can that guy tackle anybody, Fred?
Oh man,
Shut up, Barn.
The couple things I've been hearing about Michigan is defense is just nasty, and it's the best defense I've seen in a long time. I don't know if it's 1997 good, but it's damn sure enough close enough to it. It's about as close to 97 defense as you can get, and that was a damn good defense.
And you get the big test this weekend.
Oh yeah, we get Michigan State in the house, and then am I worried about a little bit because it's a rivalry game, and everybody knows it doesn't matter how bad you are, they're going to go out there and they're going to give their best effort. But I think injuries have really plagued Michigan State because they do not look like number 4 team in the nation.
No,
and we can all agree on that.
Yeah, they look normal.
Yeah.
No one looks like they belong at the top. Like legit.
Yeah, no one in the top does not look like they belong in the top 5. Yeah. No one really does.
All right, let me also give your boy a shout out, Mr. Charles Wilson. Intercept Peyton Manning.
We're not in the NFL part of this show yet.
Well, we're not going to discuss much.
Oh my Jesus!
But I'm just going to give him a shout out because we talking Michigan. He did intercept my boy twice, and I know he said he ain't yet to get him, but he got him twice. And the second one was more impressive. He just leaped and just took it out the air.
He leaped.
He leaped.
I didn't see the second. I saw the first one.
He hopped and just snagged it from. I think it was Emmanuel Sanders who was trying to get the ball. He just snagged it from. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna just put my head down and just pout a little bit. But
when he got that second interception, he walked up to him. He goes, "Hey, this is." He brought up the Heisman Trophy and goes, "Hey, this is the reason why you didn't win it, and I did."
The reason he didn't win is because he never beat Florida.
Stab a man while he's down. All right, All right, so let's go to break and
now if he would have broke the pose out on him, that would have been funny.
Yeah, that would have been awesome.
Cold blooded, man. But I would have laughed.
No, it took him how many years?
Yeah, 18.
There you go.
The Florida Gator fan me would have laughed, but the Denver Bronco fan me would have cried a bit, which I did. So, all right.
The Florida fan in me always laughs when Peyton Manning doesn't do anything.
Oh, obviously,
I'm used to it.
When I went to Denver, you already told me your mom was cheering for you.
Mom can't stand Peyton Manning for some reason. Mom cannot stand. I'm like, Mom, he never beat Florida. She goes, I just can't stand him.
He's one of the nicest guys.
I don't like him for another reason because he played for Indy. That's why I don't like him. And his head is abnormally too large.
Yeah.
That's the reasons why I don't like him. So I had different reasons. My mom just hates him because he played for Tennessee.
Y'all already say he got when he wears his helmet, take it off, he got the Illuminati sign on his forehead.
He does. He's got them big ass dot things on his head. His head is abnormally huge.
Yeah, and
the bobblehead did not look like him in that commercial because it's not big enough.
And then, like I said, I hear the jokes. My brother's like, make sure you take a picture of Peyton Manning's forehead. And
you could have took it for how high you were up and still got a full picture.
So,
his team shot's taken by the Hubble.
All right, let's go break. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is Ball
Why my head looks so big.
We'll be back with a brief intermission. All right, stay tuned. Welcome back to the Balls Not Court podcast. Cortez Paws here, along with Kevin Carter and Steve Van Order. Now we're going to move on to just one segment of football, and then we're going to do some football picks. But this is a debate that's been waiting. I know Steve's not his healthiest at 100%, but Steve did listen to the show when he couldn't attend the episode a few weeks ago. And so I'm going to go ahead and ask the question. And I'm going to have Steve present his argument first because he was ready to, put on the gloves and come at Kevin.
Because it's a Michigan boy.
Nothing to do with Michigan.
But the question is, or the statement is, or the question is, Tom Brady's a system quarterback. And Steve, the floor is yours.
Absolutely not. For someone to say that, and no disrespect to you, I wanted to throat punch you. I just wanted to tape my hands up and not even put the gloves on. Just run some tape across my knuckles and punch you in the throat real quick and be like, oh, okay, let's go back to talking shit. You can't. I get what you're saying when you say he chucks the ball 5 yards or he's do it here and he's tossing the guys that run 8 yards. That's the offense that they just happen to run. And I can tell you, yes, he is a Michigan boy. You're right about that. But if you go back and you watch college, he didn't run that offense in college. He didn't dink and dunk in college. He threw the ball downfield. He threw the ball downfield when he beat Alabama. He threw the ball downfield plenty of times whenever he was at Michigan and was beating Ohio State's ass. When he comes to the NFL, it's, the system that they may run. The guy is probably going to be one of the greatest, if not the greatest quarterback to play the game. And I don't understand where, if this is a dink and dunk system, when he was chucking the ball 40, 50 yards downfield to Randy Moss, one time they do get a playmaker that can stretch the field, he breaks records chucking the ball down the field. The guy does more with less than anybody else in the NFL. And nobody can tell me that he's had elite receivers except for one. One. And he's just put the ball where it needs to be, gets the ball out quick, he's on target. Because it's a dink and dunk system, it's a West Coast offense, doesn't mean he's a system quarterback. It means he's well adept to play multiple offenses. And that's what separates him from a lot of people who are just, they can spread the field, and they can see the field real well. You know what? He could do that too. And he could do this. He's not a great runner. Well, you know what? He's going to make you pay. So I don't believe and I don't buy into the dink and dunk bullshit. Throwing the ball 5 yards and the guy runs 80. And that's it. That's just a system that they run because they don't have a lot of the guys who can separate themselves and a lot of the elite receivers that can separate themselves. So they have to rely on that. And they have to work as well with what they got. And that's my biggest argument that I've ever had with anybody who's ever said that. So I hear what you were saying on that. When I was in the podcast, I was like, I hear what you're saying, but it's really tough for me whenever I've watched him for a very long time and know he is not a system quarterback. It's like saying Tim Tebow is not a system quarterback. Well, yes, he was. He was a spread offense and a very, if not the greatest spread offense quarterback that I've ever seen. And that is a true definition, to me, of a system quarterback. He could not make the transition and play very well in a pro-style offense. Just couldn't do it. Because had he'd still be in the NFL. I think had he had still played in a system, if Chip Kelly was still in the NFL whenever he came out, he would have succeeded and been very well suited for what he wanted to do and probably be very well established and a well-known name, even though the media makes him bet what he is. But I think he'd be a great NFL player if he was in that same kind of a system he was in at Florida. So that to me is a system quarterback, not what Tom Brady, not what you were saying what Tom Brady was. That was my only argument that I've ever had. And when I heard that, it kind of just blew my mind that you say that. That's all I got for you.
All right, Kevin.
Well, I'd like to thank him because he just proved my point. He just proved my point exactly for me.
Expand on that.
What other system has Tom Brady played in once he's winning in the NFL?
Pro.
Thank you.
Pro style.
That's not a pro style offense. You said it yourself. It is a West Coast offense.
West Coast
it's the same.
offense.
It's the
has-
same.
has different
I'll let you
variations.
talk. I'll let you talk. My turn.
Okay.
My turn. The West Coast offense. Name me another great quarterback that's ran the West Coast offense. Right off the top of your head. The greatest quarterback ever to play, Joe Montana.
So I was about to say Joe Montana.
There you go. Ran the West Coast offense. What happened when he didn't run the West Coast offense?
No,
Struggle.
I remember Montana, but I remember him putting
See,
the
and
ball
this-
down to
and see,
Jerry Rice.
and this
I
is-
really don't remember.
But
Montana
when he
very
went
heavily.
somewhere
I'll be very
else,
honest.
when he went somewhere else and didn't play in a West Coast offense and had to learn another offense, guess what he did?
He was 50 years old.
He struggled. It don't matter. No, he was the same age Tom Brady is. If Tom Brady were to leave and go to another team right now, they were the same age. I remember all this stuff. I watched all these guys play football. System. Everybody always goes, it's not about the X's and O's, it's about the Jimmies and Joes. Bill Belichick is running that system with very bad Jimmies and Joes on the outside. When you have bad Jimmies and Joes on the outside, you have to set it up to where those Jimmies and Joes can succeed. Difference between him and down here. Same type of Jimmies and Joes, no coach to get those Jimmies and Joes in a successful spot.
You mean down here in Jacksonville?
Yeah, down here.
Okay, just making sure. All right,
You
go
got-
ahead, Kevin.
Tampa, perfect example. They've got Jimmies and Joes. They don't got nobody to help these Jimmies and Joes do anything. Their Jimmies and Joes on the outside are two really good Jimmies and Joes. That if you put them on a team that where they could succeed to where they are put in a position to succeed, then it works. The only time Tom Brady ever had a wide receiver was Jerry Ross. Randy Moss.
Randy Moss.
It's the only time they've ever thrown the ball deep.